Hi everybody, and thank you for attending our talk. I'm Margenii. I'm CEO and co-founder of Margenii. And these are my other co-founders, James Bell and Manish, who are here today with us. And I'm here to talk to you about how we've helped logistics organizations stop leaving money on the table. And to do that, really I'm going to tell you a story. I want to take you through the journey that we've been on to kind of get here to the point that we can start solving these problems that are quite known in the industry, but never solved. In 1983, that's a picture of me and my father in 1983, he had a small logistics business. And that logistics business carried on. It was based in the Midlands. And at around 2005, that was my first experience in the logistics market. Because unfortunately, my father suffered quite a dramatic stroke, and that immediately disabled him. But being the only son at home, I was forced to run that business. So in my early 20s, I was running a fairly sizable logistics business based out of the Midlands. And this is where I truly learned that this is such a hard industry to succeed in, because margins are tight, costs are ever rising, and competition is always there and ever increasing. So the customer is always pushing for the best price. And what does that do? It erodes margins non-stop. And a lot of companies just cease to exist. And we've been reading a lot about some of them recently who have just gone under. So 2005 was really my first experience of really trying to succeed in this market. But in 2005, I was also a computer science graduate. So fast forward to 2014, I was a consultant, running a consultancy where we specialize in cloud solutions for global customers. And I was fortunate enough to deliver large-scale systems across businesses around the world. And then around 2020, I was fortunate enough to work with one of the biggest logistics companies in the world. And from there, all those memories of running a logistics business started coming back to me. And that's where we started to develop the product Margenii. So this company come to us, and we were experts in the cloud space. And they said, we've got a lot of problems, which we've been trying to solve for years, and we've attempted to solve them many times. We've spent millions of pounds doing it, and we failed every time. So what were they wishing for? So they were fraught with legacy systems, first of all, and this is quite common. We've found with all of the clients we've spoken to that this is an old industry, and there's embedded systems in their business that are very difficult to change. They've been there for years, and every time they try and do anything different with them, pricing, offer new products, things like that, they really struggle. So they try and evolve these systems, but it's a complicated task, heavily embedded in operations, in depots, in shipping, and then it becomes a huge project, millions of pounds. And like I said, our client spent millions in attempting to do these things and failed every time. So they wanted to retire this. That was the first thing. We want to modernize our business. We want to move to cloud systems. We want that resilience, rigidity, that high performance that cloud can give us. But we've tried and we've struggled. That was wish number one. We've got Excel spreadsheets everywhere. They drive our pricing, they drive our profits, all of our costs are built in there. How we profile our customers' trade is in Excel spreadsheets. How we look at our P&Ls are in Excel spreadsheets. How do we distribute this to all of our salespeople? When we want to launch a new charge, how do we do that? We have to send them a new Excel spreadsheet each time. So this is what we saw around the organization. The market was demanding different ways of pricing. So they used to price international products in a certain way, but they were restricted because the systems themselves restricted how they could price their customers. But they were saying, well, the market's demanding this. They want to be able to price customers in a certain way to be competitive. And they simply weren't able to. And mostly, and this was the crux of what created Margenii, was this problem of underperforming contracts. Most people in the logistics space know this problem, but they struggle to understand how to solve it. The unique part of logistics is that when you make a sale, you haven't sold anything. What you've done is you've entered an agreement with the customer to trade with you in a certain way and use you in a certain way. And then once they've done that trade, we'll then bill you. So we're talking about shipments. We're talking about instances where you're expecting them to trade with you in a certain way. So you form that contract. But quite often, customers are clever. They're not going to give you the trade that they promise. They do that to give you the best, to get the best price from you. But actually, what they end up giving you is often not what you expect. So we wanted to solve that problem because this was eroding margins, it was costing the business, and it was causing a lot of manual activity to manage these contracts. And on top of that, not only were customers not actually trading to their profile or their trading profile, the carriers were also paying their salespeople commissions on the basis of a sale of a contract that earned X amount of margin. They'd pay commission on that, but then when that comes to fruition, they weren't actually receiving those margins. So they've already paid their salespeople and they struggled to claw that back. So they wanted us to solve this problem of promised versus actual. What my customer has promised to give me versus what we're actually getting. And that was not only sales, but also monitoring the cost. So what did we do? We wanted to solve their wish, and we did that by making Margenii. And I'm going to show you what it looks like.
In the world of logistics, efficiency is everything. Margins are thin, and every penny counts. But modern businesses are held back by existing technology, slowing down sales cycles and preventing scalability. Imagine if your sales cycles and launching new products and services did not take days, but minutes. And on top of that, you could bridge the gap between contract promise and actual performance in a data-driven, end-to-end sales and commercial performance solution, purpose-built for the logistics industry. Enter the realm where magic meets technology with Margenii. The magic is within the lamp, and now we're letting the genie out. Transform your business with real-time analytics and ship-to-profile monitoring, boosting your margins by an average of 20%. Alerts and notifications shift your team from reactive to proactive, leading to a typical 130% increase in productivity. Get a comprehensive overview of all your accounts, bridging the gap between promised and actual performance. Launch new services and charges in no time with Margenii, instantly empowering your sales teams to work their magic. Experience fast sales from lead to contract within minutes. Reduce your lead to cash time by an average of 85%, allowing your sales team to focus on building relationships and closing more deals. Enhance your commercial and account manager's ability to make contract changes and pricing adjustments easily, protecting against margin erosion. That's genius. What are you waiting for? The genie is out of the lamp. Contact us today and see how Margenii can make your wish come true and transform your business performance. You wished it, we made it.
This is essentially what we've built for the logistics industry, and this is what has now gone into our customers. We see it as the first end-to-end sales solution for logistics. When we were in this market, we really struggled to find something that did the full end-to-end. So from our lead all the way through to pricing, creating new products and services, quoting and contracting that customer, but then also the back end, the critical part. How are those contracts performing? So our ecosystem, it's made up of 3 key products. So Genie 1, which is what we call the customer profile. So this is where logistics companies can now create their products, services, create trading profiles, discount, create the quotes, launch new products, adapt to the market, and actually offer customers a way, create their products and services in the way that the customers actually need. Genie 2, which is our margin control. So in logistics, this is a tough thing to solve because data is actually quite huge. we're sometimes talking like millions of records per day, millions of shipments, millions of transactions coming in. And we want to see that performance, and we don't want to just see that performance in a Power BI report or Excel report or some passive report. What we want to do is we want to see it's coming live in real time into the system, and then comparing it against our contracts in real time and empowering the account managers to actually act on this. How is my customer performing? Is he performing right as he promised? If he isn't, I need to do something about it, and I need to do it quick because I want to protect the margins of my business. And then our new product, which is Genie AI. We're using the power of AI in logistics sales. And how are we doing that? We're doing that by firstly helping with tender management. We know that tender or RFQs in logistics are actually quite extensive. Many, many documents are sent from customers asking logistics companies to submit their prices. They have many penalty clauses, they have many equipment requirements and specifications of destinations, routes, lots and lots of information, and this takes time to go through and can be very costly if some things are missed. So what we've done is we've spent time adapting an AI engine to look at these and hone in on these key terms, these key things that are needed to answer logistics tenders. And that's where Genie AI is coming in and helping our customers. We start off with leads coming into the business. Those then turn into opportunities, which then, if they're tenders, then Genie AI gets involved and allows you to do your tender reviews in Margenii. From there, we establish our trading profile. What is our customer promising? What is the promise for us? From there, we can price and deal approve, and we can create digital contracts. And that's key, it's critical, because this is what we mean by a fully digital sales journey. So we can react, we can get customers contracted, signed up as quickly as possible. From here, we can integrate with shipping platforms so customers can be live within minutes. So our customers that we've worked with used to take 5 days from an established lead to assign contracts. They're now taking 1 day, and they're only taking 1 day because of their internal approvals, but we can actually make it much quicker than that. And from here, we have the critical part, which is Genie 2, and we start to look at that trade performance versus profile. And that doesn't necessarily need to be sales performance. We can also model cost performance. So if you want to monitor the cost of a contract and whether you're making the margins against the cost, we can do that as well. And that's coming in. And that's because we have a high performance data engine looking at this data and churning this data. And once we achieve the results of that, we're able to price adjust. We're able to take action on those contracts. Do we need to increase the price? And we do that very quickly. We can go as far as dynamic pricing, which some customers have spoken to us about, where we would build into a clause that if customers are not doing what you expect them to do, then we will automatically increase price. And that is something that you would build into your contract. And that is possible within Margenii. And that full digital journey just goes back round. Quote goes out, gets signed, and the customer's live on their new pricing. The solution's cloud-based. We're on one of the leading cloud platforms, Force.com and Heroku. So what does that come with? It comes with the resilience, it comes with the DR, it comes with the trust, it comes with the scalability that a lot of large businesses need. So you do not have to worry about infrastructure. You just simply have to know what you want as a solution and then grow your business, and the application grows with you. It's all about enhancing business performance. We're offering you the real-time margin management against contracts that everybody needs. It's a very passive exercise in this industry at the moment, and we're hoping that the guy in the MI team can pull the data and people can do something with it. But we want to make that real time. We're bringing it into the hands of the people who can take action, and those are your account executives. We're all about organizational efficiency, and that's what it brings. We don't want you guys selling and taking 5 days to get a quote out the door. Customers sometimes want to be live straight away. So this allows you to contract that customer, get that quote through the door, get that contract signed digitally, and be live within minutes if needs be. And this ultimately leads to reduction in lead to cash time. We know that if you can sign customers and get them live quickly, cash is through the door quickly. And that's critical in this industry. Margins are thin. And we want to empower the business to react to the market. So gone are the days of legacy infrastructure where being able to launch new products and charges was hard. Adapt to how a customer wants you to price was difficult. That's gone. Within Margenii, within Genie One, you can configure your products. You can configure charges. You can launch new charges quickly. You can put it in the hands of your commercial teams if they want to come up with a new way of charging for a service. If a new surcharge, such as London congestion surcharge, comes in, and you have to add that to your contracts, that's a very quick and easy exercise now in Margenii. So we can adapt to the market, protecting our margins all the time. And what's the feedback we're getting? One of our key customers, estimating around 2 million a month they were losing. And they've managed to drastically reduce that through active trade to profile monitoring, because they're no longer waiting months before they react, sometimes 12 months before they react to an underperforming contract. Now they can do it straight away.
You started out with talking about the legacy systems and how complicated it is, how complex it is. How difficult is it to integrate your solution? What did you identify there in terms of linking your high-end solution with some legacy systems where all the data is hidden?
That's a brilliant question, and I really thank you for asking that, because that's come up downstairs a few times.
No.
Okay, so we are Margenii, our product company, but we're also an implementation company. So never do we leave any of our customers alone to sort of take the product and do it themselves. No, we'll work with you to integrate with any system. So we know in this industry it is fraught with legacy systems. It is fraught with Excel spreadsheets. So we have multiple ways we can integrate business data with our systems, and that's what our team of implementation experts are well versed at doing, and we've done it many times. Prior to this, we've all been in this industry for 20 years, so we've integrated. So we've got many ways. We have, ideally we go down the API route, but if we don't, we can do ETLs, and there's multiple ways we can actually get your data in. But that's what our team of experts will work with any client to do that.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.